Our mission is to educate, advocate, and organize for a just and sustainable local economy that works for all in Western North Carolina. To date, we've worked towards that mission by promoting the idea of living wages.
Well, I think that if you work a full-time job somewhere, you ought to be able to live there.
The living income standards in North Carolina are just above 200% of the federal poverty guidelines, yet more than 50% of students in our county's public schools live in families below this threshold.
I advocate that the minimum wage ought to be a living wage.
Just Economics promotes living wages in 3 sectors of our community. Just Economics is rooted in policy advocacy.
Asheville is a place that has some of the highest cost of living in the state of North Carolina, and as well as some of the lowest per capita income. And if we're going to start to close that very real problem, then we're going to have to work at it from both ends. We're going to have to be able to create more affordable housing to bring that cost of living down, and at the same time being able to drive wages up. The city obviously can't require employers to provide a living wage. But what we can do is provide the example, and that's why the city adopted the policy, the living wage policy for its employees, and that's why I'm hoping we can continue to grow it for the contractors.
We intersect with the private employer sector through our Living Wage Employer Certification Program.
Living wage certification has affected us greatly internally at being able to provide a place where they can earn a living wage and work towards a decent lifestyle is really important to us. So having living wage certification is another way, or is a very credible way to demonstrate to the community at large that the business is committed to operating in just ways and in creating a viable and just workforce. Take your face out of your hands and
clear your eyes. Just Economics works to educate the public and to build leaders from low-income communities through our Voices for Economic Justice program.
Voices was like the first kind of experience like that I ever had, where like some of the things I felt were validated, because like so often in the media as a poor person you hear so many negative things about yourself, like you're just not trying hard enough and you're just lazy or you're incompetent or whatever. But Voices like brought a bunch of people who don't have access to be on television and have their voices heard. Like at least in that space we could hear each other's thoughts. And we could see like, oh, I'm not the only one. It's not just me failing. Like maybe there really is something wrong with this system. Like all of us here are struggling every day. A lot of what I learned from Voices was just to kind of have more faith in myself and to not be so swayed by what I hear on TV, like to try to have a more positive vision of myself and not feel like such a failure, because that's what you hear about yourself so much in the media. And it really inspired me, because for our Voices project, like we put together a show and stuff, and I was like, wow, like with the right resources, you know, with the organization like Just Economics, all of us poor people just came together with an idea, and we saw that idea come to be, and like that's nothing I had ever really experienced before, having the right connections and resources to take an idea and make it an actual event.
I think it's been terrific what Just Economics has brought to Western North Carolina. I carry the wallet-size list in my wallet to guide my purchases, although I pretty well know the regular places I go. It's encouraged the Ethical Society of Asheville and the Unitarian Universalist Church, at least, to stage regular dining out. Once a month we go eat at some restaurant that pays a living wage, that's living wage certified. I direct people to buy local beer that's made by living wage certified breweries. You know, at every turn, it offers a way to make a choice that benefits everyone in the community. So I think it's been really important work, and I'm really glad Just Economics is doing it here.
Okay. Well, for me, like, Voices class was just a really great starting point. Like, from there, I continued to be involved with Just Economics and working on the Education Outreach Committee now, and I'm on the board. And I've gotten in touch with other organizations who had done guest spots during the Voices class, like Children First. And I think the Voices class is just a really great starting point for people who want to get involved and have ideas of change, but you feel so overwhelmed by the negativity and the powerlessness that accompanies poverty that you don't know where to start. Like, just come to the class and give it a chance. And if you're open, like, opportunities will find you.
Okay.